we want to thank you all for braving this inclement weather and joining us regardless tonight to celebrate the park, and also our two most brilliant honorees, Tom Finkelpearl and Jeffrey Gibson.
But before we get started with tonight's evening's honorees and everything else that we'd like to present to you, we have a great honor to introduce you to Veronica Ramirez, who will be leading us in this evening's land acknowledgement.
El parque y este estudio en estas tierras indígenas robadas, específicamente en la tierra natal de los pueblos Munce, Lenape y Canarsie.
We at Socrates are pleased to share that this model, which was first conceived 5 years ago as a figment in so many of our imagination, is on its way to becoming a reality. As the first permanent structure in the park, ensuring the park's sustainability for artists, public, and staff, and everyone that considers the park home. This was made possible by 2 angel donors and donations that we will both speak of tonight. The first was made possible by NYC Council Member Jimmy Van Bramer.
As Sean mentioned, there are 2 angel donations that are making this building project possible. Along with the city's allocation, we are humbled to announce a $1 million gift from Stuart Matsuna to complete this project. This is the largest single private gift to the park in our history. Woo-hoo! Unfortunately, Stuart couldn't join us tonight, but we wanted to acknowledge this tremendously generous gift, as well as acknowledge his service to Socrates as board chair for the last 9 years. As many of you know, Stuart is one of the co-founders of Silver Cup Studios, right here in Long Island, Queens. So gracias, Stuart, wherever you are, for your amazing leadership and generosity.
I really want to make sure that we all celebrate Tom's generosity, empathy, care and love for his colleagues, for his staff. And I could tell you that many times, every step of the way in my career, there was always Tom there to give me advice, to help me figure out, how to move forward.
Socrates, what a great place. I just want to say that, I always said that there are these open, democratic public institutions in New York City, like the library system or the public schools. This is one of those, you just walk in, nobody's paying anything to get in here. I love that. Stuart Suna is not here tonight, but I'm telling you guys, to hear that a guy in Queens who made his money across the street just gave this place $1 million, that is really amazing. Thank you, Stuart Suna. That just doesn't happen, right? So I was thinking of, how do I boil down my personal mission statement into a small number of words? And those words, which I say to myself before I go to sleep every night as I'm listening to these meditation tapes, is enjoy life and make a difference. So make a difference, be generous, be active, be political, fight as hard as you can, but you have to enjoy life, which is why after this, having abstained for these hours, I'm now going to get a drink. Thank you very much.
Opening in July 2020 in the middle of the COVID pandemic, it received praise from the press and, more importantly, provided sanctuary to its visitors. Because when you enter my house, it becomes our house. The title itself says so much about Jeffrey, his generous spirit, and how his work transforms and transcends. Hence, why we are all here today to celebrate his work. It gives me great pleasure to bestow upon Jeffrey Gibson.
This was an idea that had been in my mind since I was probably in my mid-20s. The idea of working with the shape of the Cahokia Mounds. And so when I said to Jess, it's like, well, here's what I'd like to do, and she immediately agreed. There was no issue whatsoever. And then maybe we figured out we needed to find some money at some point, and everybody was on board though, whether we had it or didn't, and that was great. Socrates saying, let's go ahead with programming, was pretty incredible because we were not allowed to have gatherings, but luckily we're a park, so we were able to do these modified gatherings, most of which was crew and staff. And then we'd get together and it was palpable how much people really needed to be around each other. And even though we couldn't touch and we were wearing masks, but the organization of being able to see each other, be outside, share a drink, be in the sun together, was really incredible. It just taught me a lot. My 2020 was not, did not slow down at all. Socrates kept me incredibly busy, and then everything that kind of proliferated from it. Thank you, New York, and thank you, Queens, and thank you so much. Thank you, Socrates.
If I tell you now, will you keep on loving me? If I tell you how I feel, will you keep bringing out the best in me? You give me the sweetest taboos. You're giving me the sweetest taboos. Too good for me. Never quite storm, and it never felt like this before. Never quite storm, that is you. Never quite storm, and it never felt this hot before. Giving me something that's taboo.